What we know about United Healthcare's CEO's fatal shooting outside NYC Hotel. Now, I was very busy over the weekend because I had the kids, so I didn't get a chance to make this video. However, it's a very, very interesting case. I'm pretty amazed they've not caught him yet. That's a bit strange, but we'll just go into the article. New York police say the person of interest in the fatal shooting of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson likely has left New York City. Go away. Authorities believe the person of interest in the fatal shooting of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson outside a Midtown Manhattan hotel may have left New York City through a busy bus terminal, a police official said Friday. New York Police Department Chief of Detectives Joseph Kenney told reporters that video shows the man riding a bike in Central Park, then taking a taxi to the Port Authority bus station close to the George Washington Bridge. Investigators are looking for additional video to see if he took a bus from there, and if so, which one. It's a very busy bus terminal, Kenny told CNN Friday. We want to make sure we have the right bus, but we're working through that right now. It's all new information. Investigators have also located a water bottle that may have been discarded by the shooter and collected shell casings with cryptic words on them. Fascinating. On Thursday, the New York Police Department released photos of the person they believe is the gunman, but the shooter's identity, whereabouts, and motive remain a mystery. Amid the manhunt Friday night, the FBI announced a $50,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of the gunman, on top of the combined $10,000 already offered by Crime Stoppers and the NYPD. As the investigation continued Saturday, there was still no identification of a suspect, three sources familiar told NBC News. Here's everything we know about the Wednesday morning shooting. Gunman was lying in wait for several minutes. Several minutes? Okay. As someone who used to work in private security, including other parts that I haven't told you about, that guy knew exact times he had inside information. Right. If someone is waiting to do a hit on someone and they know that they're in a building, they'll wait for hours. They will wait for hours. Right. They'll wait for hours and hours out that building. And the reason they wait for hours is they've no idea when that guy's going to be coming out. They've no idea when that guy's going to be coming out that building. They've no clue. So they'll sit outside and wait. But if he was only waiting outside for several minutes and then the CEO appeared outside, someone in the building went, he's getting ready to come out now. That's just the way I see it. He was tipped off. He had information. But anyway, Thompson, dressed in a suit, was on his way to speak at United Health Group's investor conference around 6:45 a.m., which obviously, yeah, like you would know, oh, he's going to be speaking at this event. I know when he's going to be here. So if the guy was outside for hours and hours and hours waiting, yeah, okay. Like he just found this out via a website or about the seminar online on some blog or whatever. Like these places advertise it, and then he would have waited outside possibly for hours. But the fact that he only turned up several minutes before the guy came outside leads me to believe that someone inside the building or someone with a bit of knowledge told him he's coming out now. That's just the way I see it. When a gunman approached him from behind and shot him at least once in the back and at least once in the right calf outside of the New York Hilton Midtown Hotel. Security video showed Thompson stumbling forward after the first shot as a person standing nearby ran to safety. The shooter, walking towards Thompson, cleared a jam in the gun before continuing to fire. Before continuing to fire, the video showed. Thompson fell and the shooter fled on foot before mounting an electric bike. At least he cares about the environment. It is believed he used a firearm with a silencer. A person familiar with the matter told CNBC. It is believed, you can see it in the video, mate. Thompson, 50, was pronounced dead at Mount Sinai West. Many people passed the suspect, but he appeared to wait for his intended target. New York Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch said Wednesday. The shooter was lying in wait for several minutes, she said, calling it a premeditated, pre-planned, targeted attack. Kenny said the gunman arrived at the scene about 5 minutes before the shooting. Police said the gunman was wearing a black hoodie and black pants and carrying a grey backpack. Investigators found a grey bag in Central Park and are looking into whether it may have been the one carried by the suspected shooter, two senior law enforcement officials told NBC News. So basically, in regards to this, maybe the guy's out the country, we don't know. But if they've got the backpack and they've got the bullet casings and stuff, they've got DNA. Especially if they've got the backpack. If they've got the backpack, they've got DNA. They just have to run it through their system, and the guy's name will pop up, and then they know who they're looking for. If not, then He's from out of country. Wait, a lot of hitmen get used from outside the country. In Scotland, they're from Ireland. That's where all the hitmen are from in Scotland. They're all from Ireland. Four sources familiar with the investigation told NBC News on Saturday that no gun was found in the backpack. Three sources said there was a jacket inside of the bag, but it remains unclear whether it is the jacket that the suspect wore at the time of the shooting. Some Monopoly money was also found in the backpack, two sources told NBC News. The NYPD was back in Central Park on Saturday, searching for other evidence near where the backpack was found, as well as in wooded sections of the park and in fountain areas. Thompson received threats before his death, wife says. Well, he's a big name in Big Pharma. Those people that will like charge you 30 grand for a single night stay in the hospital. I would imagine he did get quite a lot of death threats. Paulette Thompson told NBC News on Wednesday that her husband had been receiving threats, but she was unclear of their nature. There had been some threats, she said. Basically, I don't know, a lack of coverage. I don't know details. I just know that he said there were some people that had been threatening him. Police in Thompson, I imagine there had been quite a lot. Police in Thompson's hometown of Maple Grove, Minnesota, said they had not been notified of threats against him, Commander Jonathan Wetternack said Saturday. Despite the threats, Thompson did not travel with security. Speaking to other employees that travelled with him to New York, it doesn't seem like he had a security detail, Kenny told reporters. He left the hotel by himself, was walking, and didn't seem like he had any issues at all. No current or former executives of United Health Group received regular company-funded personal security service, according to the insurance giant's two most recent proxy statements. Companies have to report security expenses for corporate officers or directors if the value exceeds $10,000 per year. Former FBI supervisor Robert D'Amico said that he believes Thompson's death has all the markings of a personal vendetta tied to his company, which, yeah, does make sense. Thompson's family said they are shattered to hear about the senseless killing of our beloved Brian. Brian was an incredibly loving, generous, talented man who truly lived life to the fullest and touched so many lives. Probably ended a lot as well with denied coverage. But the family said in a statement obtained by NBC affiliate KARE of Minneapolis. Deny, delay, and depose, written on ammunition. A senior New York City law enforcement official briefed on the investigation said Thursday that shell casings found at the scene had the words deny, defend, and depose written on them. But police clarified Friday that it was delay, not defend. It's not yet known if the messages could indicate a motive. Now, this is the part that I won't know about. We don't really do health coverage. We do. We have this thing called Bupa. But basically, the overwhelming vast majority of people, unfortunately, use the NHS. That's why we're all in awful health. But, I just go private. I can get an appointment the next day. It's great. When you've got the money, why not? But I don't know, are those terms related to when you're trying to make a claim on your health insurance? That's something you'll need to do for me. Those I'm not going to be able to figure out. Based on the evidence we have so far, it does appear the victim was specifically targeted. Yeah, definitely. Kenny, the NYPD chief of detective, said earlier this week, but at this point, we do not know why. Police also recovered a cell phone near the scene. Investigators are trying to work off that cell phone to try and learn more about the suspect's contacts and the movements he may have made, two sources familiar with the probe said. Now, this is the thing is, now, I'm not giving you advice, right? That's not why I'm saying this. But if you're ever going to do anything like that, do not have any phone on you. Any phone. Do not have any phone on you in any way whatsoever. But it's a burner. Not even the burner. Not even the burner, right? Do not have that on you. Don't commit crime. I'm just saying, because some people were saying, this man was a professional. No, he wasn't, right? You saw him, the gun jammed. It's obviously not properly maintained. It may be jammed because he'd bloody engraved stuff onto the casings, being a little bit silly. But the gun jammed several times, right? And they're saying he was a professional. Maybe he was. Maybe he was like, I have a theory, right? I'll save it for the end. I will save it for the end, right? Who is the shooter? Now, some people are saying it's that guy. He does have the same scarf, but it seems to be a different jacket that he's wearing, or is it just darker? I'm not sure. The gunman remains at large, but investigators have been able to gather some information about him. Police believe he may have travelled to New York City last month by Greyhound bus. Three senior law enforcement officials familiar with the case told NBC News the bus left from Atlanta. Officials in New York are looking into whether they can find a name used for the November 24th trip. Greyhound has said it is cooperating with authorities on the investigation. Atlanta police officials said Friday they were contacted by the NYPD and will provide assistance as needed. Three sources told NBC News that police are in Atlanta and will be searching for video from that bus station, as well as other stations along the Greyhound route to New York City for possible clues. While in New York, the shooter stayed at a hostel on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. Police are looking into whether the gunman paid in cash and used a fake ID to rent a room, according to two law enforcement officials briefed on the investigation. Fake ID makes sense as well. I have a theory. I'll save it for the end. Police were able to obtain an unmasked picture of the alleged gunman smiling while at the hostel. Footage was released that may show the gunman exiting a subway station about half an hour before the shooting. Investigators also learned that he visited a Starbucks before the shooting and purchased a water bottle and 2 protein bars, according to a senior New York City law enforcement official. Okay, so the fact is he only just arrived shortly before it. He had insider info. Yeah, I'm convinced someone told him exactly when that guy was going to be leaving the building. Detectives recovered video showing where he discarded the items, and police collected them as evidence, hoping they could aid in the investigation, the official said. Okay, so, my theory. Someone in the company wanted that guy out. He went, basically, write a bunch of mental stuff on the bullet casings just to make it look like you're a little bit of a head case. Make sure it's terms that are related to someone having their coverage denied, and it'll basically make it look like you're some nutcase that's taking revenge for a family member. So that it'll make the police go, oh, it could be any one of the fucking millions of people that had their coverage denied or lost a relative, or they're suffering so much because they can't get proper medical treatment and everything. And there you are, Jesus Christ, that's a pool of suspects. Who out there wants to kill the fucking CEOs of health insurance companies? Fucking everyone. What's the current population of America? 330 million? Yeah, that's quite a pool of suspects. But you know what I mean, right? So basically, the guy had insider information. He did know exactly when that guy was going to be coming out the building. He even arrived. If you're going to do a hit like that, you're waiting for hours. You're waiting for fucking ages. But in the same breath, you don't want to wait somewhere out wide in the public, but in case you get, someone says there's a suspicious man, you move around, you walk around, right? I should not be telling you any of this stuff, but basically, my theory is there's someone in the company, or basically it was an inside job, a little bit. They've tried to make the guy look like a little bit of a nutcase so that it looks like, oh, the reason that he was killed is because some nutter wanted revenge on him because he or a family member get denied coverage or something like that. Then that's why I'm like, why is he writing all that stuff on the bullets? Leaving the bullet casings behind and leaving the backpack behind after taking so many measures to not get caught is a bit strange. It is a bit strange that he did that. Oh, I'm going to just dump it in a park. You don't do that. It's almost like they wanted it to be found. Yeah. I'm going to say the assassin is someone from outside of the country. He's gone. He's already gone. That's my theory. I might be wrong. Let's see if this ages like milk. The assassin's already gone. He's left the country. He's long gone. And the police are going to be spending ages looking for someone that was clearly aggrieved by the health insurance company, which is a massive pool of suspects, an enormous pool of suspects. So while they're away chasing their tails on that, basically, who was the guy that just got voted in as the new CEO?